Yes, this is my favorite time of year, as I've probably mentioned too many times already in my last few videos on this channel. But one of my favorite things to do and I look forward to around the holidays is getting to slow down from our daily buzzing lives and getting to spend time with friends and family doing things that we might not always have time for. One of those things for me, of course, is getting to play video games together. If you're looking for more gift ideas for a new Switch owner this Christmas or any occasion, or maybe for yourself to play any time of year really. I was supposed to do a top 10 today, but it was really hard to narrow down, so you get 5 more today. You can't go wrong with any of these picks for local co-op play or even online multiplayer for times when you might be apart and you still want to play with friends and family. These are always such a fun time. But speaking of online multiplayer, a quick word from today's sponsor, NordVPN. Because we spend most of our time online these days, I know I sure do, for work, for play, or staying connected with my family during these times. A VPN or a virtual private network gives you extra security so you can feel safe and free to do all you need to do online. NordVPN makes it very easy for someone who might not want to fuss with any additional setups. In just one click, I'm connected to one of their over 5,100 servers in over 60 countries, which is so wild. So you can continue playing your online games securely and with peace of mind. You can even change your location to access geo-restricted content and gaming deals. For families, this means you can protect your kids' online privacy when they're playing their online games, or block potentially harmful websites when browsing as well. The cool thing is that one subscription can be used throughout 6 devices, so all of my tech and everyone else in my household is completely covered. If you want to take advantage of their Christmas promotion, be sure to go to nordvpn.com/casualgamer to get 70% off, and a huge thank you again to NordVPN for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now back to our games. Okay, starting off with a couple staples that I think if you own the Nintendo Switch, you have to own these titles. If you own a Switch or you're new to the Switch, you have to get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's just the perfect game to pick up for a single race or a full-blown tournament with your friends and family. There's not a whole lot to introduce about this game. You probably already know about it even. My favorite racer, of course, is Isabelle from Animal Crossing, and it's just so much fun, you know, mixing up your vehicle customization and trying out all the different tracks. We go pretty hard on Mario Kart nights, and I think that it's just one of those games that everyone can jump into, whether you are really into gaming or you're new to gaming. The fun thing about it too is that it has motion control, so you can use the Joy-Con to steer your cart instead of using the sticks. So I know my nephew likes using like the steering, and I even got him that little plastic thing that looks like a wheel, you know, like from the Nintendo Wii days. Yeah, get Mario Kart 8, the best racing game on the Nintendo Switch. Hands down. So like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is probably a staple for Switch owners. They just announced the last fighter for this game a month or so ago, so there's a giant roster of characters for Smash Bros. Ultimate. I mean, characters that you would never dream to see together in the same video game. It's so much fun, and you don't even have to be a fan of fighting games, because I'm absolutely terrible at them. I still like playing them, but I'm not. We don't need to talk about it. Smash Bros is just on its own league, and it's so much fun. One of my favorites, of course, is Joker from Persona, Sephiroth from Final Fantasy, and the very last fighter they announced, which is Sora from Kingdom Hearts. So Smash Bros Ultimate, please get it if you don't own it already. If all else fails and you can't remember the button combos for, you know, the special moves, just keep mashing the buttons. It's just as fun. Just Dance 2022, of course, if you're not new to the Just Dance world, you know that a new game comes out every single year. It usually includes tracks that are popular from the last year or so, and also just some classic dance hits, I feel. But if you happen to be gifting somebody who might already own a copy of Just Dance, I also really recommend getting the subscription to Just Dance Ultimate. It's a compilation of all the popular songs from all the Just Dance titles ever made, which is really cool. You might think I'm a spokesperson for Just Dance, but I just love dancing. apparently. Good music, fun dance moves, and hey, if someone like me with mediocre moves and a subpar rhythm can enjoy this game, I think that anyone can jump in and enjoy it as well. It's great for all ages. Literally when Just Dance is on the TV, it turns into a mini party at my house because my niece and nephews come to dance, my parents come to dance. Nothing better to get you moving, I guess, and get those, you know, happy endorphins out. So really fun game. On the topic of party, Mario Party Superstars just came out recently, and it brings together the collection of games from the N64 and GameCube titles and more. It's so much fun to play with a family. Again, I'm probably going to say this for most of the games on this list, but this specifically, and the challenges doesn't even have to stop with what's included in the game. We recently made a cute little bingo sheet that adds, of course, to the challenge in the game, and you have to compete to win like an X amount of games in a row and amount mini games. So you can even do, you know, little things like that for any of these games, I feel. And then Luigis Mansion 3 is probably one of my all-time favorite games on the Switch, although I don't talk about it enough. I did mention it on my spooky games video, but did you know? It also has a really fun co-op mode where one player plays as Luigi and the other plays as his counterpart Gooigi. So you can play through the story mode together or challenge yourselves to climb Scare Scraper or play mini games in Scream Park. Plus it's a game where Luigi finally gets his spotlight and you get to hunt down ghosts, so what's not to love? Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury brings the classic Mario platforming fun in a 3D world. I'm so good at explaining games. You can work together with your friends or compete with them. Up to 4 players can join, and each character actually has their own special moves, so everyone will have a different experience or can contribute in a different way in another quest to defeat treacherous Bowser. The main game is a remake of a title that came out for the Wii U, but Bowser's Fury is a completely brand new title. It's a completely new adventure where you team up with Bowser Jr. to help bring his dad back to normal. WarioWare Get It Together is the most silly, quirky, just crazy fun. It's a micro game collection with over 200 levels in total. If you know Wario, you know. It's filled with very fast-paced games where you have to think and act quickly. 4 players can jump in and play the variety pack, and 2 players for the entire story mode. I don't know the best way to describe this game if you haven't played it yet. I think it's just something that you have to jump in and try for yourself, and luckily you should be able to because it does have a demo on the eShop. Now, if you're looking for a delightful little platforming adventure in a colorful, crafty world, I recommend Yoshi's Crafted World. I find it to be on the easier side, but I think that's also what makes it very approachable for all ages. You can play each level the regular way, but you can also replay it again in reverse. So it offers like a new perspective every time, and also adds to the replayability because there's something hidden to each level that you might not be able to see the first time that you go through it. I think that this is a unique feature that I don't remember seeing yet in other platformers that I've personally played. I love Yoshi, and in this game you get to see more of his friends and of course the Poochie pups, which makes it all the more better, of course. Kirby Star Allies is classic Kirby platforming fun, but this time you get to team up with your past enemies and go through an adventure together. With all their different elemental moves, it adds a different experience to the game. Up to 4 players can join, and like Yoshi, Kirby is just one of those must-have platformers for me on any of my Nintendo consoles. Overcooked All You Can Eat blends together all the content from the first Overcooked and second Overcooked, plus additional content. Up to 4 people can play at the same time, and you basically have to play through these hellish kitchens. They change layouts, they shoot fire, you might even get run over by a car. You have to take orders from the customers, cook, clean, serve it, finish challenges that get progressively harder in each level as you progress through the story. The first time I played this game, I just about lost it. But it is so much fun, and communication is the key in this game, my friends. Moving out, also from the makers of Overcooked, I guess they love frantic, chaotic fun, because this is a similar kind of premise, but instead of chefs or cooks, you are movers. And you have to figure out the best and quickest way to get furniture out of the house and onto your moving truck. It's hilariously chaotic and just so much fun, especially going through the levels, and the challenge increases just like Overcooked. Up to 4 players can also join this game, and if you like Overcooked, you have to check out Moving Out, and vice versa. If you like Moving Out, go check out Overcooked as well. If some infuriating, side-scrolling, action-packed adventure is more your thing, may I recommend Cuphead. But it's actually so much fun, despite what I just said about it. I love the classic cartoon animation look, and the 1920s soundtrack to go along with it is just beautiful. While the levels are incredibly challenging in this game, there's something about it that is just done so well that wants you to keep going and keeps, you know, pushing yourself to challenge yourself. And of course, it's so much fun playing with another person. This is a game that I play with my sister, and we have shared a lot of frustrations, but even more laughs through this game. So even though you have to go through every level many times, if you're like us, you still want to keep going, and it feels fresh every time. You guys, my hair just wants to do its own thing today. I feel like it's gonna be different in every frame. I'm so sorry. When you have as much hair as I do, you're not in control of your hair. Your hair is in control of you. Okay, Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer is a game that I don't hear enough about, and I really want more people to try it, so try it. If you like Legend of Zelda, especially the classic ones, and you know the music in all of the Zelda games are stunning, this game brings all of that together into a classic RPG feel, but also a rhythm game where you basically have to move around and plan your actions or your attacks according to the beat of the music. You can play with 2 players as Link and Princess Zelda, and you explore all these randomly generated maps and dungeons to eventually save Hyrule once again. Okay, the camera angle might look a little bit different because my dog just ran into my tripod and he's trying to say hi right now. He's wearing this Christmas jumper. It's got little like reindeer antlers. He doesn't want to wear it. I won't force him to put it on, but he just got his haircut a few days ago, and he usually gets colder, of course, in the winter time because it gets atrociously cold in our city. He always has to wear sweaters when he gets a fresh cut during the winter time because he gets cold. So he's wearing this adorable onesie. Alright, we're on to our last couple of games, and Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time is for 2 to 4 players. It's an action-packed space shooter game set in a wonderfully colorful galaxy. You're on this giant battleship and you have to work together to control it, shoot your way through, and beat the evil forces called anti-love. It's a very cute premise, but as with many shoot-'em-up style of games, it can get challenging as well. I think for me though, I'm definitely more adventurous in tackling more higher difficulty games, or just a little bit more of a challenge when it comes to group games like co-op or multiplayer games, because I feel like I have someone to share the burden with me, share the frustration, and, you know, cheer each other on. And last but not the least is Unravel 2. It's a puzzle platformer adventure where you have to support each other through every step of the way. It's about the time you spend and this growing bond between the 2 friends through these 2 adorable little yarn beings. The environment in the game is beautiful. It almost reminds me of a mix of like the Ori games and Little Nightmares, but not so scary, if that makes sense. It starts off in like a really cold and desolate environment, and then as you progress, you see the world grow again and take on a new life and blossom. I do also want to quickly mention, if you are subscribed to the Nintendo Switch Online or the recent expansion pack, I love retro games and I recommend you go through your list of library because you already have a great selection of games that offers co-op play. I hope you found a new game or 2 from this list that you can play. Let me know below what are your favorite co-op games to play with your friends and family, or just go-to games in general around the holidays. I'd love to try your recommendations. Thank you so much for watching as always. Have an awesome day, you guys, and I will see you next time.